Hello and welcome to my eighth, I believe, uh, Retro City Rampage Clone in Unity tutorial. Okay, so today we are covering, I think I had obstacles in the pathfinding. We had a bit more to the NPC AI, and we got animation, and we got the walk-in animation stuff and direction and whatnot. So I will give a quick demonstration. So if I just move away from here, as you can see, he's walking to the point and he's facing the direction which he's going. Just get rid of that. And you can see he's avoiding the crates which I placed. And yeah, so I believe if you can see the glitch where he just like looks back briefly, that's just like because he gets to the point, but gets past the point, but then he thinks he's still looking at it. So yeah, that's easy enough to fix. But yeah, see, he patrols by the points, going around the boxes. Simple. So I will show you how this is done. First things first, I'm going to explain briefly about how we've got the obstacles in the pathfinding. So basically, we've got two new layers. We've got a collision layer, which is basically collision layer is what the game objects actually collide with. So if I walk into the object, it just collides with the collision layer on the object. But there's also a second collider as a child object, which is bigger, which is on the Pathfind Define layer, which is what the A-star pathfinding uses as a marker to work out if an area is not traversable by the AI. So as you can see on the A-star path, we've got a grid graph, which is just the grid. It uses 2D physics, and just going to let this train go past. There it goes. Sorry, I have to have the window open, but it's boiling, and I don't want to die here. So we've got collision testing. It just uses the raycast to work out where it needs to go, and it's got a mask, which is basically if it collides with an object on these layers, then it will mark the area as untraversable. So we've got both the collision layer and the Pathfind Define layer. But the difference between the reason we need the two is if we go on project settings, physics 2D. Basically, this is the collision matrix, which basically decides which layers can collide with each other. And as you can see, the Pathfind Define layer doesn't collide with anything, so essentially doesn't exist to the game objects, but it exists to the A-star. This is to prevent objects like the AI getting stuck when it's trying to navigate these obstacles, because that can happen if, like, say you just use the one collider on the box. It might be too small, so it'll mark points near it, and then the AI might not be able to get past that, and stuff gets stuck on it, and it looks nasty, and it's not fun. So yeah, I think that's just most of it for the pathfinding. So now I will start to go on the changes I've made to the NPC AI. So, one more thing. We added a quick new function to the 2D Pathfind, which basically just sets the target and starts a path towards a new target. Simple enough, really. We've also added a value, I believe next point pos was the thing? Yeah, we've added a public vector free next point pos position, which is used for the working out which direction the NPC needs to be facing. And that's basically just assigned on use path, if use path is true, or use path is false. We've basically got the same value, got the right value here. We can just pass it back to the NPC AI with next point pos. And the reason we need a separate global variable is because if we're not using the pathfinder, we're just going straight towards the target, like in a straight line without considering any obstacles, we need it here as well. So that just basically covers all your bases in regards to direction. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else new on that. NPC controller just has a list of points, which find object with tag control points. And for targeting, it just gets a random one of these points that it finds that has the tag patrol points and returns it for the target. which is called an NPC AI. So now this is the main meat of what I've done now. So basically, you've got a calculate direction method, which basically takes the x and y at positions of the point we're moving to, and it's normalized values. And so basically, that's just basic. It means it's the direction. It's the value. It basically normalized means it'll be representing the direction as a vector, but the value will be between 0 and 1. So like, even if something was in the same direction, but it was one point was further away than another, it'd be like 1, 0, 0 and 5, 0, 0. They're still the same direction, but the 5, 0, 0 is further away in that direction. So normalizing just makes it normal, really, like between 0 and 1, and easy to use. So basically, we've got a player movement script on the objects, person movement, sorry. And basically what this does is it looks at the x coordinate of the target, the next point, or the target, whatever is being returned, and whatever's being set to the next point pos in the pathfind that's on the object. And basically these are conditions for if it should move up, left, right, down, or diagonally, or whatever. So yeah, you can just copy these out. This was a pain in the ass to work out, basically. So you can just copy it down. I'll just show you. One change I had to make to the person movement was basically I made a boo-boo because the 2D Pathfind moves the AI, but this person movement moves the player. So basically, we had to add a condition for each of the movements. Say, if the target is equal to player, then it'll run the transform.translate. Else, we don't run the transform.translate, we just run everything else. That's something we added. NPC AI. We've also got a new target deciding method, which basically we have a boolean that says, a new boolean here, for alerted to player. Basically, that's just saying if we set that to true, the NPC in question will pursue the player. And if the target's not equal to the player, it'll pursue the player, just so it doesn't like keep assigning the player as the target. And if alerted to player is false, so we're not alerted to the player, and if the target is not equal to patrol point, if the target is not equal to patrol point, or the distance between the target and this current game object is less than 2 units in Unity, then it'll just get another random point from the NPC controller and move to that. Yeah, I think that's it. We also got the stop near player. We added this condition as well to alert it to player, just to make sure that it would stop moving to the thing. Yeah, we might have to change this in the future, this particular bit of stop near code, just because to account for like melee weapons and stuff when we do combat. So that might be next time. So yeah, is there anything else I need to change? No. Okay, so yeah, and on crates, it's not a trigger, which we used in the Hotline Miami thing, I think. It's just a normal collider, but we've changed the collision matrix in the edit project settings physics 2D, just to make sure that the pathfinding works correctly. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'll just give one little more demonstration. So you can see, he works, he runs, he's just doing some stupid looking sprinting because my animation quality is terrible. And yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, go buy the Hotline Miami assets, go play Loud or Quiet. It's really good, trust. And please tell me if there's any bugs or something, because like 100 up, well, I think it's nearing 70 actually now. I've downloaded it and no one talks about it, which would be nice, you know. So yeah, bye.